Hi everyone. Another worth mentioning concept related to protocol layering in the internet is called addressing. This is what we are going to see today. As we have discussed earlier, we have logical communication between pairs of layers in the model. So any communication that involves two parties need two addresses, the source address and the destination address. So in our model, we may require that is five pairs of addresses, one pair for each layer, so totally 10 addresses. But whereas here we will have only four pairs of addresses called physical, logical, port and specific addresses, because the physical layer does not need addresses, and there they are handled as bits, and which definitely cannot have addresses. So what are these addresses? So this image clearly describes the relation between the layer, the address used in that layer, and the packet name at that layer. So at the application layer we normally use the names to define the site or the email address depending upon the application what we use, and the packets are called as messages, and they are they are added with those addresses, and they are communicated to the transport layer, where it is being split into segments or user datagrams, and there the corresponding port numbers are being added. Port numbers are the local addresses that distinguish between several programs running at the same time, and once the segments are formed and added with the port numbers as headers, they are sent to the network layer, where they are added with the source and the destination logical addresses of the corresponding source and destination devices, and they form the datagrams, or called as packets as well. Then those packets are sent to data link layer, where the link layer addresses are being added and they become frames, and that frames are being passed on to physical layer, where they are converted into bits and transmitted through the media. So this is how addressing helps in TCP/IP protocol suite. So when you see about the protocol operation of sending and receiving message, the data becomes segments in transport layer and added with the header at transport layer, and in network layer it becomes packet by addition of header at network layer, and in data link layer it gets added with the header as well as trailer at the end, which is for error correction, and it becomes a frame, and that frame type depends upon the media in the lower layer, and that is being transmitted to physical layer, where it becomes bits, and that is being transmitted through the cable, and once that reaches the in between routers switches, there it goes up to that corresponding layer, where the routers just change the physical addresses. The frames are being opened in the data link layer, and the routers just replace the physical addresses and then redirect it to the corresponding network, and it goes on until it reaches the proper destination host, and there it is opened until it is decapsulated until it becomes the message to the destination. So this is how the data is transferred from source to destination in TCP/IP